Hello, everyone. This is John coming to you live from Section 8 is Great, and I'm coming to you with another Section 8 landlord tip. And guess what? Something that doesn't usually happen, but I got a vacancy in one of my units. So I used the steps in my book, section8isgreat.com, and I allowed this young lady to come over and see the place. So as you know, in my book, I tell you that when I allow somebody to see my place, I'm not driving any fancy cars. I'm driving an old vehicle or something like that because I don't want them to know anything about me, too much about me or anything else. So I'm driving around in a Dodge Caravan that I use just for that, a van. And I drove over there. And guess what happened? She came over. There's a 3-bedroom place. She has a Section 8 voucher that's good for $11.50. And she doesn't have a job. And she went over there and she walked through the property and I showed her everything. And like I said in my book, I make sure that she has her moving papers and everything ready for her. So as I walk in, guess who tags along with her? It's her boyfriend. So I want to ask you, Section 8 Nation, it seems like that the boyfriend is going to be living with her because he's the father of one of her kids, so of her youngest child. So is it ever a good time for you to allow a tenant and her boyfriend that's not on the Section 8 voucher to go ahead and move in? I'm going to give you 2 points of view. Now, the system is set up to break up families anyway. That's why they allow people to have Section 8, the single mothers to have it. They can't say that they're married. They can't say they have a boyfriend, anything else like that. Anything else will violate, or they can't have a Section 8 voucher. But is it ever a good time to allow the father of the child to stay in that Section 8 home, even though they're not on the tenant, they're not on the lease, and they're not on the Section 8 documents? I mean, I'm kind of torn between it. So this is how I decide about it. Because if you allow them to stay in that Section 8 property, you're not going to get any extra money for them, and they're really not on the lease at all. The woman's in charge. But sometimes it's good to have a man in the house, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's good to have a man in the house just because if something goes wrong, we hope that the man can fix a couple of things like change a light bulb or shovel the snow on the sidewalk or cut the grass or anything else like that, or make sure that, or bring some order to the house. So we want, we're looking at that stuff. But there's also another type of man that doesn't have any type of maturity whatsoever, that's just there to, playing video games all day in the house, not doing anything, being unproductive, doesn't know how to fix anything, doesn't know how to take out the trash, doesn't even know how to watch the kids. So at this point, I'm going to evaluate the man a little bit further and find out what kind of man is he, because I would rather deal with a man of the house and have him call me if he's going to be the man in the house and tell me if any problems with the toilets, or I'd rather have him held accountable. But there's sometimes that's not going to happen. So this is what can happen if you don't do it, if you do it. If you allow that man to stay in there, you're probably going against the Section 8 contract or Section 8 agreement because they're saying that no one else is staying in there. So you can't, once you allow that person to stay in there, you really can't say anything because you allowed it. And you can't make him sign a lease because it can't be a lease under the table or anything else like that. He's just staying in there as an unknown occupant. That could be a problem with Section 8 because they don't usually like that. And so what should we do? I want you to tell me, what would you do in this situation? I tried it both ways. I have a guy that stays in one of my units that's not on the thing, and he really takes care of everything. And I don't never have to really talk to the person who holds the voucher. I just talk to him. Seems like an honorable guy. He's taking care of things. He cuts the grass. He takes out the trash. When it's a problem, he'll call me. I'll just speak with him. I like that sometimes better because I like dealing with somebody who's in charge of the house. So you tell me, what should I do in this situation? I'm torn between it, but I also my job is also to try to keep families together. So I don't want to have the man sneaking around, which he's going to be over there anyway, sneaking over there at night, leaving and all that. And I want a family home. I want parents. I want mothers and fathers to stay together. I want them to stay together and build a family unit. So that's my dilemma. So I'm going to tell you more about it, but also I want to let you know that thanks for everybody who's subscribing. Please subscribe Please hit subscribe. Also, I want to thank everyone out there who's actually, who's bought the book, both the Kindle version or the or the paperback from my website, www.isgreat.com. Also, if you ever stuck, I'm going to tell you something about coaching. I can get you to where you need to get. I can get you to get this Section 8 wealth. You can get this Section 8 wealth, which is the catalyst for doing other things. So I'm really pushing it. I want people to keep on calling, subscribing, and calling me. There's a Talk to John link right there where I'll call you on your time when it's available for you, for me to help you to purchase Section 8 property. If you have any questions or anything else like that, I want to help you. I want to help you get your first one. I want to help you get your 10th one. I want to help you get your 11th one. But if you're having a problem getting that first one, you really need to call me because I can make that happen for you. Let's go this. Remember, when you invest in yourself, you have to invest in yourself to go ahead and get ahead. So thanks for tuning in. That's my situation about dealing with a Section 8 tenant that I may be moving in by December 1st with a boyfriend, but his name is not on the lease and he's not on the Section 8 vouchers. Please leave a comment below and tell me, should I do it or should I do it? Should I not do it? Thanks again for tuning in. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.